Right, Andy, thanks for joining us. So, guys, Andy has been working with me on the coaching program, working on his health and his fitness and his fat loss, and he's here to tell us a little bit about his experience on the process. How's it going, mate? Can you tell us a wee bit about who you are, where you're from, what's life like for you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm Andy. I've been working with Dean for about 18 months, a bit over 18 months now, something like that. I'm 48. I've got wife and two kids, both teenage kids, um, and a sort of a fairly high stress job. Quite a lot of traveling around Europe, even to the States and a few other places. And yeah, it was a few years ago. I started following Dean on Facebook. I saw a message and it just resonated with me for a bit. Didn't act on it for quite a while. Followed some of his posts and that kind of thing. Um, and I kind of knew I was out of shape and I needed some help, but maybe didn't want to admit it to myself at that time, or just didn't feel able to reach out or something. But eventually, something tipped the balance, and I reached out for his support, joined the program, and I've seen massive improvements since. Really,
Yeah. Just
that's the start of the process, anyway.
before we get on to that,
Mhm.
what was it that made you reach out? Like, what at that point, what made you feel like, right, something has to change? Was a particular experience, or was it something that triggered you into saying, right, I need to get on top of my health?
I think it was probably it was a kind of a mental health thing. I needed to get in the right place to be bothered about my own health. I knew I was overweight. I knew I was out of shape, but for a time didn't particularly care. And it wasn't a good place to be in. But um, and that was sort of a sort of a downward spiral, just getting worse. And then I don't know, caught myself in the mirror, or I wasn't able to wear some of the clothes I like to wear, that kind of thing. And I was like, wow, okay, yeah, I am definitely out of shape. I used to do a lot of running, play a lot of sport, and I just wasn't able to.
Yeah.
And that's what sort of finally triggered me. I thought, yeah,
Well,
I'm mid 40s, definitely need to do something about this. Otherwise, I'm gonna be suffer through when I turn into my 50s and stuff like that.
yeah. I'm glad you did get in touch
Mhm.
because it's obviously been a worthwhile endeavour.
Mhm.
Um, just before you came on the program, you mentioned that you've been following the stuff for a while. Was there
Mhm.
any main apprehensions about, what put you off getting in touch initially, or nervous about getting started for any reason?
Yeah, it was a bit of nerves whether I could fit it in, busy lifestyle and things like that. You just think, oh well, when am I going to find time to fit this in? I'm already sort of pushed for time on everything, working long days, working evenings and stuff like that. It's just you think, oh well, I'm doing that. I've got my family stuff. When am I going to find time to do anything for me? Um, and that, yeah, I kind of realized I definitely do need help, and that was, I guess, the tipping point when I thought I can't do this on my own.
Got it. On that note, how did you actually find the program in relation to fitting it into your busy lifestyle?
Um, I think at first, because I spoke to my wife about things, and she was like, "Yeah, no, supportive of this and things." So it was um, it wasn't too difficult at first, but then there'd be times when I go through periods of busy work and less busy work, um, and that was okay. But then there were times when it became difficult. So it's taken time. I've not been perfect on it, but it's taken time to make it habit and make sure I get the workouts in, concentrate on the habits and work on diet and getting the right sleep as well as the exercise and that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, it takes a bit of change, but you've got to be prepared to make a change because whatever you were doing beforehand or whatever I was doing beforehand wasn't working. So I knew I needed to make the time, and yeah, just be a bit more organized in myself and what I'm
Yeah.
going to do each day.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing changes, nothing changes.
No, no.
So, so what are the physical results that you've seen since you've been on the program, and what are the impacts that that's had on life?
So I guess. I started with the Rebirth program and then joined the Inner Circle. So I think through that sort of initial, maybe like 3 months or something like that, I saw a rapid drop in weight. So I lost about 10 kilos, something like that, which
Nice.
was um, definitely needed. Saw my waist measurements reducing and things like that. So I suddenly carrying around a lot less weight and became more physically able to do the exercises and to get out and go and join in playing five-a-side or something like that, with friends, or go out for a run or a cycle. Wasn't as tired doing that. But I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to be really tired before if I ever went to the gym, I'd do a workout and probably overdo it, and then I'd be knackered for a few days and I'd be aching and stuff. And I think the way you set out the program means that you sort of eased into it a little bit, and you're not overdoing it every time, and that's maybe just something that I would do. I would just go, well, don't come to the gym very often, so I'll do as much as I possibly can, and then you suffer for it afterwards and then don't go back. So it's that vicious circle. So that kind of thing where I'm suddenly thinking, right, well, I'm doing exercise, I'm feeling the benefit of that, but I'm not in pain from doing it. And that was a definite benefit for me. And I think over time I've definitely got, and I can feel more physically fit. I'm able to do more things like take the kids out and not be too tired and that kind of thing. Getting proper sleep, stuff like that. It's had a real positive impact. I've even seen, because my diet changed, that it's had a knock-on effect to my kids. And my son's now, he's 17 now, but he's got into going to the gym, and he's eating a lot better, and sort of focusing on getting the right amount of protein and things like that, which at 17 I was never doing anything like that. Never
Yeah.
even considered it.
Yeah. Same. Well, it's in my experience, we're all to a certain degree a byproduct of what we see as
Mm.
children.
Yeah.
That's our programming.
Hmm.
And some people change as adults, but most
Yeah.
don't. Most definitely don't. That's why we have a society that's increasingly having more and more health problems. But for you to make those changes now and have that impact on your kids before they, even though they're older teenagers, but before
Yeah.
they become independent adults, is going to impact them positively for the rest of their lives. So,
Mm.
fair play to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely had a positive impact across the whole family, and they're all supportive of it. My son will happily use the equipment I've got around the house as well as going to the gym. I prefer to do it at home. I don't like going to the gym so much, but uh, they do, and whatever works for you works.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, man. So it's been well worth your time and financial
Mhm.
investment so far. There's
Definitely.
going to be some people watching this who are potentially in the same shoes that you were in.
Mhm.
Some people maybe just come across my stuff. Some people who've been following for a while and just apprehensive because life's so busy. What would your advice be to them?
Well, definitely reach out. I mean, that's the obvious thing, isn't it? But remembering back to, I probably followed you for about a year before I reached out, maybe even longer, I don't know. But it was just getting yourself in that right mental state. It doesn't take a massive amount of effort to start following the program and fitting that in. You three exercise sessions a week, an hour at a time or something like that. You can fit it in as long as you plan, but you have to come in with a mindset of, okay, I want to make a change to my body, and to my fitness and to my health. So be prepared to make a few lifestyle changes, and you know you've got to accept whatever's been working or not working before, whatever you've been doing hasn't worked, so that change is required. So yeah, for me it was just that sort of mental switch that I needed to accept for myself. Yeah, definitely need a bit of support on this. Reach out to someone who knows what we're talking about, and try and follow the program as best you can. I mean, you often talk about consistency and things like that, and I know I've not been 100% on it, but I feel 100% better in what I'm doing, and that works for me. I know I could be probably better, still got maybe a bit more weight to lose and better shape to be in, but I'll keep working at it, and I'll keep focused on the changes that have happened already, and try and improve on that each week, each day. little improvements help all the time.
Well, the goals always evolve.
Yeah,
We never arrive and then fitness is complete. It's
yeah.
an everlasting process of evolution, mate. So
Mhm.
congrats on your hard efforts and all the results so far.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks for coming on and sharing. Appreciate
No,
that.
no, thank you for all your support.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.